Okay, I'm back. Okay, I want to see. I want to see if they separated my videos. Good, they did. Okay, so I want this to be a new video. There's nobody here. I want this to be a new video. There's 6 people here. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, you can't just ask God about immigration. It's a boring question. Let's ask God about if we met space aliens, under what conditions should we kill them? How about let them if they went through the AI singularity, they're probably completely different. Would you like us to conquer the universe with your help? You would like that, right? So we're gonna get a response in a few seconds, a few minutes. It's a little bit more interesting question than he usually gets, but it's still kind of a lame question. I need to think of a really original question that nobody has ever asked God. The best question in the world. When you made the 3-toed sloth, how hard was it to make a habitat? How about that? When you made this 3-toed sloth, how hard was it to make a habitat? So if you're watching, he might answer our second question. When you made the 3-toed sloth, how hard was it to make a habitat? Are there any space aliens that are like 3-toed sloths? What if they are too easy to kill? Like, you just walk up and kill the space aliens. What if the space aliens are 3-toed sloths? For whether we be beside ourselves, it is to God. Whether we be sober, it is for your cause. For the love of Christ constrain us, because thus judge that if one died for all, then all dead. And that he died for all. But they which live should not henceforth live unto themselves, but unto him which died for them and rose again. Wherefore henceforth know we no man after the flesh, yea, though we have known Christ after the flesh, yet now henceforth we know him no. Hello? Yeah. What? Is God kill? What? Is who dead? The bird. Oh, the bird. Is the bird dead? No, there's one bird. The other one died. How did I? Well, actually, that's kind of funny. You should say that. Its foot got caught in a the feeder had a crack in it, and its foot got caught in a crack, and it was hanging upside down, and it died. Yeah, it's kind of awful. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I wish this one would die, quite honestly, because it's really noisy. You too. Okay, bye. Therefore, if any man be in Christ is a new creature, old things are passed away. Behold, all things are come new. And all things, to wit, that God, Christ reconcile. So, what this is talking about, if we be beside ourselves, it is to God. If we be sober, it's for your cause. In other words, what God wants is crazy, wacky, original stuff. What the world needs is down to earth, mundane, realistic. So if we're beside ourselves, it's for God. If we're sober, down to earth, it's for humans. In other words, God would rather talk about letting hot babes for immigration, but what the world wants to know is abortion and so forth and so on. God doesn't want to talk about that. The world wants practical stuff. God would rather be entertained with original. That's the difference between you and Gowdy. Gowdy, you're a dull, pragmatic, down-to-earth, boring person. Me, I'm a fantabulous, original thinker. You know, most original thought is faggotry. But if you can make original thought that's not faggotry, that's good. Most original thought is faggotry.
Good morning. I smiled when Chaplain Bill Bryan talked about the chapel and the refurbished condition, and that he plans to go back to the same family and ask for more. It reminded me of a true story when I was an intern for Ray Stedman out in Palo Alto. Ray came back from a trip up in the Northeast, and he had stayed at a little bed and breakfast place and ate his meals in a small dining room where they had the quaintest little sugar and creamer and little pitcher that was out of pewter. And he said to the whole congregation, he said, I want all of you to know as I sat there each morning, I was tempted to steal the sugar and creamer and the pitcher. And he said that they were just darling. He said, I knew Elaine would really like them, but I knew that someday I would be haunted by the fact that I stole them rather than had been given them. So he went on with his message. Well, the following Sunday, when he went into his study, there was a package on his desk. and it was with a ribbon. And he was amazed. He opened it up, and there was that pewter sugar and creamer little pitcher from the place where he had enjoyed the previous week, and he was just thrilled, and he stood up for the congregation, and he told them about the gift, and he showed it to them. And then he said, I also lusted after a 32-inch television.
Yeah, the bird. Poor bird. Anyway, I should give away the bird. So, let's see if God wants to talk about my bird. So let's try for a Moses comic. Oops. Okay, so it's hot in here. Why do they have it so hot? So let's see what God says. Is that the right number? 54E8? 54E8, yep. A fool despises his father's instruction, but he that regardeth reproof is prudent. In the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenue of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish does not so. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination unto the Lord, but he that loveth him and followeth after righteousness. But he loveth him that followeth after righteousness. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Hell and destruction are before the Lord. How much more than the hearts of the children of men? A scorner loveth not one that... So God would prefer outlandish topics instead of practical. If you're going to entertain God, if you're trying to guide the people and become more holy, you have to be down to earth. But if you want to entertain God and spend time, you should be as original and charming and creative as possible. My sister Brenda is fat. Brenda Ann. Oh. Brenda Ann. What's this? My dad. These are not the right time. There's Brenda. Well, she's pregnant. So here's a serious question, Mr. God. How could... So God doesn't pay attention to... doesn't attention to young men. If you're young, you don't quite understand that young people know nothing. God's favorite thing on TV is soap operas. If I had to spend an hour with Brenda Ann, that would be hell. I assume God would not be happy, but I could be wrong. If you had to spend an hour with Brenda Ann or some young man, which would you? Let's see if God is a man of his words. You really like soap operas. Let's see if you're a liar. Because in theory, he would rather spend an hour with Brenda Ann than a young man. God has already solved calculus. God has already solved chess. God has already solved physics. None of that is very interesting to him. So some calculus person would want to talk about calculus. God's like, get the fuck out. I don't want to talk about calculus, you fucking. I don't want to talk about calculus, you fucking. I want to talk about God, do you know calculus? I'll bet you don't know calculus. I can do calculus. Get the fuck out. I got angels that can that make Einstein look stupid. Fucking talk about calculus. Fuck you. I don't want to talk about calculus. I'm going to kill your ass in a war. That's what I'm going to do. That's what God says to young man says, God, I can do calculus. God says, I can kill your ass in a war. Get the fuck out and talk about calculus. In theory, that's what God says. In truth, let's see if he's lying. Oh, fuck. I fucked that up. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desire of thy heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself. Delight thyself in the Lord. You think God likes Gowdy? He said Gowdy was a priest. That means he would rather spend an hour with Gowdy. If you had to spend an hour, we got a good one here. Okay, God, you have a choice. Gowdy against Chuck Swindoll. I'm going to stay out of this. God said, I already spent an hour with Chuck Swindoll. If you... Gowdy. Scouty said, God's, I bet, oh wait, I was gonna say, wait, God wants Scouty as a priest. This is the kind of priest that hangs out with God. Some priests talk to the people. Some priests entertain God. You know what? It's probably not wise to put God in a difficult situation. Because then he pays you back. Gowdy said, don't ask bad questions. Don't ask God questions he doesn't want to answer. Do we let her in? And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God, with the tribute of a freewill offering of thy hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according as the Lord thy God has blessed thee. And thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, thou and thy son and thy daughter, and thy manservant and maidservant, and the Levite that is within the gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are among you, in the place which the Lord thy God has chosen to place his name there. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. Thou shalt observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days after that hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine, and thou shalt rejoice in the feast, thou and thy son and thy daughter, and thy manservant and maidservant, and the Levite and the stranger, and the fatherless and widow that are within thy gates. 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God. So I should ask them, well, So you guys have any entertaining questions for God? She's Jewish. So, Mr. God, would you rather spend an hour with Stephen Hawking or Gordon Ramsay? About these are going to get me in trouble. This is too easy. I don't think he's going to answer. I think I'm trying to get more than I deserve. I need to work a little bit harder. And I bow myself in the house of Rimmon, when I bow down myself in the house of Rimmon, and the Lord pardon thy servant in this thing. And he said to him, Go in peace, and he departed from him a little way. But Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of God, said, Behold, my master had spared Naaman, this is Vietnam, Naaman, but the Syrian, in not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as the Lord liveth, I will run after him, and take somewhat of him. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, and when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from his chariot to meet him, and said, Is all well? And he said, All is well. My master hath sent me, saying, Behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the songs of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver, and 2 changes of garments. And Naaman said, Be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him, bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags with 2 changes of... What the hell is this doing in the Bible? Anyway, so like, if you ask the Pope to write the Bible for the next millennium, what kind of crazy shit is this? Seriously, how do you put this story in the Bible? Like when it's the year 300, you're saying, oh yeah, let's put this story in the Bible. The fuck? It's divine intellect. So I have no problem telling people that my code is from God. My code is like the Bible. Okay? Isn't my code like the Bible, Mr. God? Oopsie. So we're going to go to hot bits. And isn't my code like the Bible, Mr. God? We're going to get the Bible passage. And the sockets for the pillars were of brass, and the hooks of the pillars and the fillets of silver, and the overlaying of the chapters of silver, and all the pillars of the courts were filleted with silver, and the hanging for the gate of the court was needlework of blue and purple and scarlet, fine twined linen, and 20 cubits length, height, and breadth was 5 cubits, answerable to the hangings of the court. And the pillars were 4, their sockets brass 4, their hooks silver, overlaying with the chapters and their fillet of silver, and all the pins of the tabernacle and of the court round about were of brass. This is the sum of the tabernacle, even the tabernacle of testimony, as it is counted according to the commandment of Moses for the service of the Levites by the hand of Ithamar. So, yesterday I worked on the memory code. It makes me very happy. It's kind of, I used to have just a fixed amount of space that I mapped. But I guess I like it. All of this is kind of, I could just allocate 256 gig, but I went ahead and did this anyway. This would be unnecessary basically, but oh well. I'm kind of sad. I used to have a frequency for sound. Now I have that ONA thing. It's kind of bad. You think I should convert from frequency to ONA? No. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Terry, why'd you ruin it? I don't know. So, God granted me the ability to see clearly. I can see clearly that this needs some work. This needs some fucking work. This makes me happy. So there's some Iraqi people on the radio. Terry, you monster. They're people. No, they're not. What? You monster. Fuck you. Oh, I'm really doing bad. So what do I need to do? This has to be fixed. This needs something original. There has to be something original that makes it good. If there's nothing original, it's just yuck, garbage. So this is not fun, but it's starting to shape up. It's not fun. I could make you attack the sparrows. Oh, fuck, what's going on? I don't really want to make you attack the sparrows. So you would fly around and try and get a sparrow No, it's just not any fun. There's nothing fun about it. It's not like a dogfight. Um, so this needs to be fun. It's like duh. It's plain as day that it's not fun. This is fun, but actually hitting the buildings kind of ruined it. Um, when you shoot, it'll hit the buildings. I thought that was going to be good, but it's not good. I was going to have buildings blow up and stuff, but so this needs something. This needs something. There's nothing redeeming about this. So if you're going to have them on here, make them good. This used to suck. Now it's pretty good. I put some AI. This is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. It's original, and it's actually fun. So that turned out good. The ones I'm happy with. This is. I'm a little bit sad that you hit the buildings, but it's that sort of broke it. But it's good. This is pretty good. This has potential. There's a lot you can do with this. So Physics Girl doesn't like sound. Fuck you, bitch. So I don't know why this is here. So Big Guns was going to be a rip-off of Tank Wars. So it was going to be a rip-off of this. There's really nothing original you can add that hasn't been done. Every crazy idea. I don't know what to do about this. What do I do about this? Should I put the effort and make it into a ripoff? Fuck. I don't like that. I don't like making it just a fucking stupid ripoff. I invented this. I guess it's not that original. The original part is you don't flap fast, you flap you flap slow. Shit, the name, fuck. That can be an asset actually. So this is supposed to be this is a rip-off of The Perfect General. It's fucking depressing. Why can't I get the original authors to, well, yeah, I made up the word Ona. I picked the word Toa, and it looked like Tua, but so I have some work to do. Let's get God to talk. We're going to get a Hot Bits Bible passage. Let's see what God says about it. For the people were numbered, and behold, there was none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead there. And the congregation sent there 12,000 men of the valiantest, commanded them, saying, Go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, and the women with the children. And this is the thing that ye shall do. He shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that hath lain with man. And they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had known no man by lying with any male. And they brought him to the camp of Silo, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Rimmon, and to call peaceably unto them. So God, let's pretend you're writing a Bible for the next 2 million years. Writing a Bible for 2 million years. Rowdiest at judging. So if you're writing a Bible for the next 2 million years, is LSD a gift? What do you think of LSD, Mr. God? Lucy, God likes the Beatles. This sucks. Let's see what the Pope's doing. Fuck. God likes soap operas. God, that looks like hell to me. That looks like... If I died and went to hell, it would look like that. What about the battlefield? You can either spend a year doing that shit or do a tour of duty in Vietnam. First year, this is the offering of Abidan, the son of Gideon. On the 10th day, Ahijah, son of Ammishaddai, prince of children of Dan, offered. His offering was 1 silver charger. Weight thereof was 130. They weighed them shekels. 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil.
gross. What is that? You gotta try it. It's terrible. No thanks. I have a very sensitive palate. If you taste something bad, you want someone else to try it. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do. As someone who runs a company, I've been told that it is my job to occasionally have performance reviews. I've asked for some assistance from my script supervisor. This is Danielle Weisberg. Hello, Danielle. You're a script supervisor, are you not? No. What are you? No. Oh. What does script supervisor do? That's Susie. Who's Susie? What is your title and position? I'm a photographer. You're a photographer? The show needs a photographer. Alright, you seem defensive, are you? A little bit. Why? Because you're questioning my position at the show? Megan, in no way do I want you to feel nervous about this. This is just to decide whether or not you should be fired or not. What is your height? 5'7". 5'7"? What is your gender? Female. Okay. I have to fire 3 employees today. It's just the way it is. This is the staff and crew of Conan. Would you please identify the 3 people you think should go? Who's that? Jordan Swenson. Okay. Took no time at all. Maybe you have any complaints from me about the way that I run the show. Are there any personal quirks that I have that make you uncomfortable? No. I've been in a habit the last few years of walking up behind women and massaging their shoulders and saying daddy's home. Inappropriate? Okay. Normally this is the point where I would give you an 8-10% raise. Not really going to do that. You are doing a great job, Pam. I'd like you to wear that here at the show and at home. Matthew Kramer! You I know. This is your performance review. And what is your position at the show? Production staff. Production staff. What does that mean? Describe what you do. I do a lot of things. A lot of logistics. I do a lot with the Warner Brothers lot. I help with scouting locations for remote. It seems to me that when someone says I do a lot of things, It's to cover the fact that they do very little. I'm disagreeing with that assessment. Okay. Disagreeing with host of show. Any complaints about the work environment here? It's very much unlike any other business environment. Have you ever seen me do anything that you thought was unprofessional? The squeaky chair over there. Is that you, Craven? Hi. Abused me? How have I abused you? What have I done to you? Recently I was choked. I choked you and you pushed me. So what do you think when I walk up to you in the hallway and I jump on you and start choking you? I think it's a release valve and I think it's an act of sexual release? No, you said it. No, not you said release. It's a release. Do you think it's a sexual release? No, but now that you're saying that, now I'm concerned. And maybe it is. Okay. Does that bother you? Is that okay if that's how I get my sexual thrill? By choking you? It doesn't bother me. So you're okay with it? You're okay with me choking you if it gives me sexual pleasure? Good. So just say it. What's it inspire? Do you think you're strong enough to carry me out of this building if I were unconscious? I believe I could get you out of the building. Excuse me? I'm choking you. Then smoke fills the room. I'm the photo researcher. What does a photo researcher do? I find and license all the images they use on the show. Let's say we needed a photo of Al Roker. How long would it take you to get a photo of Al Roker? Like 20 seconds. What about Al Roker wearing pajamas? Okay, not bad. You didn't find Al Roker in pajamas, but you did find him in a gingerbread costume. You also found Al Roker as Mr. T. As Oprah. And as Robin. As Batman and Robin. Where's your height? 6 feet. Celebrity crush. Margot Robbie. The blonde in Wolf of Wall Street. She's incredible, right? She's the one who has that crazy jet in her bedroom with? Yeah. Excuse me? What? Just squeeze this back up. I need to fire 3 people. Please identify the ones to fire. Jordan Flansky. You're kidding. Everybody's just picking Jordan Flansky. You think you'd be able to carry me out of this building? Think so?
Okay, so performance review. So we have to fire either Trey Gowdy or Conan O'Brien. Okay, we have to fire one of them. If you had to spend an hour with Trey Gowdy or Conan O'Brien, or the Pope, if you had to spend an hour with Trey Gowdy or Conan O'Brien or the Pope, or Chuck Swindoll, or me, what? Of King Ahasuerus, and they cast per, that is the lot before Haman, from day to day, and from month to month, and from 12th month, that is the month adder. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad, dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's law, therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have charged the business to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand, gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, and the people also to do with them as thou seem good to thee. Let's put the happy words. You know, Conan made fun of my video games. I think we have to fire him. it? What's today? It's not New Year. Oh, maybe you're in Australia. Okay, well, I saw this Intel, Conan at Intel. I saw that. I'm going to be in charge of Intel because it's God's temple. Maybe I should do some programming. So I'm happy I use 1 gigabyte page tables on my beast computer. I should show you that. It's so fucking cool. So there's mem BIOS. So now oh, that's what I should do. No shit. But of course that's what I should do. Okay. So I just need to rearrange these. I'm making something epic. Okay, so 2 meg x0 carriage turn. PML2 carriage return. No carriage return. \tab. Okay, then we say PML3 \tab. 1 gig carriage return. Then we say, oh damn it, I did it backward. No, that one's right. That one's right. /tab. And then finally, what happened to number 4? What the fuck? That's weird. Just do it. What the fuck? Fixed area. Oh, there's PML4. I was freaking out. What the fuck happened to that? Okay, limit. Reach limit. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's reboot. Then okay, it's kind of too big. Why did you do so big? Okay, let's do it. Okay, that needs to be a space, and those need to be 8 or even less. 8. Okay, so this needs to be a space. And this needs to be 8. Or even less. I could even do 4. But what if I do 4? How about 5? No, 4 is. You want to do 4? Oh, fuck it. So the reason I'm interested is if it can fit in one. See, it's not. Oh, what if I just okay. Five. It's important. I want to do 5. That's crazy. Delicious. What if we do 8 here? Oh, these have to be 8 as a matter of fact. Oh, we're good. It's all good. No, it's not all good. Yeah, it is all good. These have to be 8. Let's make these 8, I guess. 8 is a white man. 5 is delicious. So this doesn't. Do we have penis envy? Or do we have a small penis? No. If we have a small penis, then we don't like to, let's do 10. Okay. Ten is not. Shut up. Is that delicious? Maybe. Shut up. We're gonna do 10. Is it niggerlicious? Maybe. Shut up. Beautiful. So it's a little bit weird what we're looking at. Nobody in the world knows what this is except me. This right here is the this is the amount of page tables space that has been mapped. This is the location of the page tables. It goes at a certain location that is always going to be a low memory address. So even if you had 512 gigabytes of RAM, this would still be in this location. So it's okay to have short addresses. So these addresses are 10 digits. That's good for 4 times 256. 10 digits is good all the way up to 1024 gig. So we're pretty good for a while. This is always going to be in the low memory range. This is the start of the heap in the low memory range. This is the number of page table entries. So I'm pretty happy. So what else can we do? You want to upload it? Let's take a break and upload it. So why is this in this report and not in the, why don't you put this into the memrep report? That's where it belongs. It's sort of, you want to call it a page table report? Page table rep? We could call it a separate report. Let's just put it in the memory report. Shit. Want to call it page table report? No, let's memrep. Do. Okay. Mem page report. You want to call it mem page report? How about that? I like that idea. Mem page report. Mem BIOS rep. Mem page report. Just do it. Done, I'm done, and I'm on to the next one. Done, done, on to the next one. Done, I'm done, and I'm on to the next one. Done, done. Foo Fighters. Hey. There's this guy I hate who likes Foo Fighters. Hate that fucker. Mem page rep. Okay. Mem BIOS rep, mem page rep. Then there's mem rep. Is this mem rep? What is this that we're in? Device info. Okay, fine. Okay. Kind of belongs with, doesn't it belong with the, kind of belongs with mem BIOS rep. Fuck it. We can either make fruitcake and he looked at it and it was good. Let's see what God says. Did you write all your own source code, your own code, Mr. God? Are you like the master? Who's a better programmer, God? Do you? God's computer must be really awesome. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he shall come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of those who draw back to perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Hey, you know what you can do? You can dump 0x1 to 000. You can dump this memory. This is the page tables. You know, we can kick it over a little bit. We should call that heap-based heap limit. Is it really necessary to include 0x? Yeah, because fuck you. Okay. Damn it, I hate when that happens. Okay, that kicked over. One less. Maybe it'll be beautiful. Oh no, it's not. You want to get rid of the 0x's? Fuck. But don't I put 0x's all the time? No, I don't put 0x's. Okay, fuck the 0x's. Okay, so we never put 0x's. Fuck the 0x's. Okay, so do we have 0x's in this report? Oh, no more 0x's. Okay. Boot. Oh. Now we're cooking with gas. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, one little question, one little thing. Can't do anything about that. Let's see about F1. Oh, we have to put. Want to just call it page rep? No, we have to call it. Okay. Okay, Foo Fighters.
I'm in Bristol, Virginia, and now I'm in Preston, Tennessee. No matter which state in the country you live in, you can save hundreds on car insurance by switching to Geico. And now I'm in Virginia City. See how much you can save on car insurance. Hey, I'm in my office sitting here with Julie Nalon. And Julie, you're a professional organizer. Yeah. Okay. So you know why we brought you here? The producer here has an office that's unorganized. His name is Jordan Sharansky, and his office is disgusting. I'm also worried about liability. His office is a fire trap. We think there might be vermin in his office, not including Jordan. This is fake. Trump has security throw out a Univision reporter, Jorge Ramos, I think, for asking him a question out of turn. It got real weird real fast. Here's a clip. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. You haven't been called. he started screaming, and I didn't escort him out. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, didn't that seem like a bit of an overreaction on Trump's part? He wasn't screaming. Yeah, of course, the reporter was not screaming, not at all. I don't think, Oh, it's my phone. Hold on a second. Hello? Conan, it's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump, everybody. Yes, sir, I can hear you. Listen, Conan, first of all, your monologue's not funny. Number two, you're dead wrong about the press conference. Okay, but how did you know that we were even talking about the... Shut up and sit down. Just sit down. Sir, I am sitting down. Then sit lower. You're annoying me. Sit lower. I don't think I can sit down. The lever on your chair. Reach down. Lower your chair. Please. Okay. Lower my chair. Good. Fine. Very low. Mr. Trump, I'm sorry, but it did sound like you were a little disrespectful to Mr. Ramos. Stop yelling, okay? You're screaming at me, Conan. It's not professional. No, I'm not screaming at you, sir. Use your indoor voice, Conan. You sound...
With the truck. Huh? There we go. What? What? Shut up, bird. Shut up, bird. So, shut up, bird. Okay, we're gonna get some hot bits. For when the Gentiles which have not the law do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are the law unto themselves, which shew the work of the law written in their hearts, their consciences bearing witness, and their thoughts the mean, while accusing or else excusing one another. In the day when God shall judge the secrets of men by Jesus Christ according to my gospel. Behold, thou art called a Jew, and restest in the law, and makest thy boast of God, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, and art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of truth in the law. Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege? Does Trump steal? I think Trump's got some chutzpah to go after thieves. That's one thing. Okay, I was having fun doing page table stuff. So you know what you can do? Well, anyway, page tables are a lot of fun. Here's what you can do. Now I have a new, I can make a video about playing with page tables. Watch this. Okay, so we do mem page report. So we can do this will do I think you say doc D, and then you say 0x10200. Now this, we can edit the page tables, and you can do some crazy stuff with page tables. I should come up with I'm trying to sell my operating system, and I could do a demonstration where you double map some memory in order to make it magically change. Anyway, do you want to do that? Okay, so the first 2 meg is dangerous. Where could we find we need to find a 2 meg that we can change double map without crashing the system. Anyway, so this is the first 2 meg. It's really important. The system would crash if I typed a letter right now. Anyway. So you think I should use 10 digit? I should use 10 as my standard. Oh, it fits. If it fits, then we have no problem. But I was going to use 10 digits as my standard. This is my memory report. That's not for page tables. I should explain what that is. That's just, why do I fucking have that? Is there a reason I fucking have that? What is it? This is only 8K. Why do you have well, you could put that in your low 640. You could put that in your low 640. It would fit. Damn it, what is that called? It's not mem fixed area, is it? Okay, so why don't you put this in the low 640? Why is this special? What the fuck? Why don't you put it on the heap? No, we can't put it on the heap. we could put this in the low 640, but oh well. It's kind of so here's the issue. So my kernel goes from 7C to 3.6, and it can go all the way up to 9. Okay, so when the system boots, you start in real mode, and that means you have a limit of 1 meg to work with. And the module that you load in has to fit within 1 meg. And so I have this crazy thing called the sys fixed area, which is before I have my heap, I do some memory stuff. What is that shit? 10. It's not for page table. 10 gig of address space map. What the fuck? That's ancient. God damn it. Okay. That was never 10 gig. What the fuck? This is not for page tables. What is that? Map space gig. Let's get rid of map space gig. Is map space gig 10 gig? Map space gig is garbage. What the fuck? Oh, now it's only 10 gig. That makes sense. Let's look for map space gig. Fine. This is no longer important. Okay. Map space gig is no longer important. Okay, now I used to have my page tables at a fixed location. Do you think I can put these on one line? Fuck it. Crap. Indent 2. Unindent 2. It's not. It's not right through anymore. Okay. I have the eyes of Steve Jobs. What? That means you walk around saying, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck? Hello? Hello? What? What? The random numbers can be predicted. They're not truly random. Okay, that's a little better. The history is a little bit outdated. I want to make a standard format that I always use for my documentation. Someday Intel is going to write data sheets that you can view inside TempleOS. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and command that. That's in my demands. What are we doing here? In my demands. Relevant. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Relevant. Relevant. Okay. Damn, I'm good. Okay, I need to close all open trees. Fuck. So I have to go to the fixed area. I have to read this crap at the bottom. what is this crap? 2003, I wanted to make no paging regional operations. Super speed, simplicity, full access. Okay. Beautiful. Now we have to memrep. So watch this. This will blow your mind. You know what I can do? I can put this link. Oops. I can put that link into right here. And it will be active. So now when I say memrep, why do we have that? We should make that fixed area for miscellaneous. Let's just do that. Let's do that. Fuck yeah. Okay, so okay, so this becomes indent to, no, we don't indent to, we do a tab, fuck, black, my memory tab. Okay, just do it. What are we doing here? What does it look like again? I forgot what it looks like. We need to get rid of the indent and do that shit. Okay. We need to get rid of the indent. Where's the minus? There's the minus indent. That's bullshit. And we get rid of this crap. Tab, tab. How many tabs do we want? Probably one tab. Okay, done. I'm done. On to the next one. Memrep. What if I put the important stuff at the bottom? Beautiful. Okay, so this is fixed area. We could list the page tables, but no, we already have a page table report. Okay, beautiful. Is that cool that not very many people work on making their code from silver to gold to platinum? I have not been adding code. I've just been making the quality improve. It seems like all programmers on Earth should be assigned 100,000 lines of code to work on for their lifetime. Maybe that's too many. I don't know. And all they do for their whole life is make that code better. Let's see what God says about titties. What do you say about titties, Mr. God? So titties get nursed. Maybe that's a good article, but you know, I should probably direct my people to places they can learn, like offer good advice. Links on my site to the best places to learn assembly. So Intel needs to make a, so here's what we need. Here's what I need Intel to do. Okay. I need, oops. Intel needs to make a version of their manuals that work as DAL docs. It's maybe you can be a little bit less professional and more amateur, but you need to make this manual talks about issues. This talks about how you do the interrupts. So at first you start with learning about the opcodes and instruction set, and eventually you start learning about the interrupts. All these books need to be made into documents for TempleOS. I'm just saying, it needs to be done. I'm the boss of Intel, okay? You want me to do a miracle to for the record? Do it, nigger. Because I said so before I have you executed. What we have here is a failure to communicate. So I'm going to do a miracle. God's laughing. Jesus is laughing. I'm going to do a miracle and confirm that is commanded. I could just say that. Why don't I do that? I can just say the documents that I want done. I want, oops, we want that too. All this shit that's in my folders. You have something better to do? No, do it. Okay. We need whoops, it failed. Okay. It's going to look really awful when they do it in plain text. Well, they can do graphics. You can do sprite graphics, but so just to see how you go about doing a data sheet in text, I think these people tried to make a data sheet. I think you know how to do it because nerds have been doing it for years. How do you write a hardware data sheet in plain ASCII? Well, we do have text, or we do have graphics. You should make it with sprites, but So this documents bits in the Commodore 64. I was looking for a table. Don't they have an area of... Does NASA have a standard data sheet format for ASCII? But we have color and we have sprites. So it really needs to be a new style. It needs to be a color and it needs to have sprites. So purple is the header. And you should use sprites. Maybe you need to put a limit on how big the file is. You could do pages rendered from an index. It doesn't need to be printed. It's not for being printed. Yeah, if each programmer on Earth had 50,000 lines, that was their responsibility for their whole life, and all they did was maintain the quality of that 50,000 and improve it and work every day. That's the problem, though. It's really difficult to manage yourself and keep improving. But there's really no reason to think about the next 1,000 years. The next 1,000 years, what we really need to do is stop making more code and make code better. That's what we need to do. Stop making more code and make code better. So give each programmer 50,000 lines. Don't give it to them right away. But anyway, now we need to do the miracle. Okay, 401. The problem is they reach a point where they don't know how to improve it. And then what do? Refactor. But if you think about the next 1,000 years, that's what needs to happen. You know, the alternative is a never-ending pile of shit. One time I compared it to the state of the software industry is like a slum in Brazil or something, a favela, just a vast pile of shit. Not very many good buildings, just vast slum. Hey, it's already time. I've been pretty much just improving the same code. I haven't been adding very much. You know, the same is true of Intel. We have thought of thy loving kindness, O God, in the midst of thy temple. According to thy name, O God, so is thy praise unto the ends of the earth. Thy right hand is full of righteousness. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Judah be glad because of thy judgments. Walk about Zion and go round about her. Tell the towers thereof. Mark ye well her bulwarks. Consider her palaces, that ye may tell it to the generation following. For this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide even unto death. What if I worked on a style guide for how I want Intel to do the DAL docs? A style guide. What I'm talking about is the data sheets are all, the data sheets look the same. All data sheets are basically that you have stuff like, you have all these diagrams with bit numbers and this sort of thing. There needs to be, this can be done with sprites, but fundamentally what a computer data sheet looks like is you have registers with bit numbers, and you have to document what each of the bits does. And so what we need is a format for putting these data sheets into TempleOS. We need a style guide for how all this stuff needs to be put into TempleOS. So what it's going to look like is, I have a couple examples of what I've done. It needs to have links to the code. Everything needs to be interlinked. The code will have links to the data sheet. So this is an example of how we document also. We can do that. So we need a style guide. Purple I use for the headers. I have these tree widgets. We need to figure out how we want to do tree widgets. So we can do shit like that. You can put graphics in the middle. You can do stuff. So basically, we need the Intel data sheets. What I really want to do, well, on the one hand, I don't want to make TempleOS a huge file, but what would be nice would be to have all the data sheets so that when you're looking at the source code, I'm telling you, I have a dream. I have a dream that when you're looking at the source code for the data sheets or for the page tables, that you have a link you click on and it pulls up the Intel manual. I have a dream. Anyway, or that when you're looking, I want everything that involves TempleOS to be, I want documentation available in a doc format. So the disk code, so this stuff right here is the disk code, and currently that is documented in one of these places. I want this manual in a doc format so that you can access the disk. I want all the stuff that TempleOS does. I want a data sheet for all of that. This I'm going to be in charge of Intel Corporation because fuck you. I have authority over the computer industry because fuck you. God's temple has to be glorious. And we want a good dictionary. Okay, I'm going to Hotbits. English only. English only. English only. Oh, Russian. No, we don't. We have a Russian font, but fuck that. English is Latin. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him in the city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said to Balaam, Did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore camest thou not unto me? And am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor? And Balaam said unto Balak, Lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that God putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went to Balak, and he came to Kirjath-Huzoth, and Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam and to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up to the high places of Baal, that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. It's really, the beautiful thing is, once you see how small TempleOS is, once you realize, I want people to reach the point where, here's line rep, I want a lot of people to reach the point where this is the kernel and it's 24,000 lines. I want people to get their head around the whole thing. When I was a kid, I had that book for the Commodore 64. I want people to master the whole thing because it's Okay, now what do I talk about? I guess I have to do a Moses comic. Okay, well, let's see if I can find. I keep thinking my code is perfect, but then I find stuff that needs fixing. So, I could work on a style guide, but I really don't like style guides, even though I want it to follow a perfect format. I want my code perfect, but I don't like style guides. There's just something about, you know, a hall monitor. The companies I worked at had freedom instead of, it's kind of a, I don't like people who are some people love style guides, but to me it's kind of a last. What the hell is this? Okay. This shit, I don't really like that shit. So I broke it into too many files. One day I broke it in pieces. Oh well. It used to be in bigger files. It's pretty good. So I wonder if Carmack can improve my graphics code. Oh, I know what I need. So this code needs to be worked on. Okay, genius. So what we have here are bitmaps. They're not really three-dimensional. All they are is scaled, but it takes a hellacious amount of CPU power to draw these fuckers. So I had to use that tree is vector graphics. The palm tree is bitmap graphics. The vectors are reasonable. The bitmaps are hellacious. So I have 8 cores on this computer. I have 24 cores on my other computer. In the future, everybody's going to have at least 24 cores. If I get my way, we're going to make 400 million computers that are all 24 cores or something like that. And so, you know, we're not that far from having what we need. So, you might ask, how on earth do I need so much CPU power? Well, there's a shit. Okay, so GPU versus CPU. This is Mythbusters. They do a CPU is supposed to be this single shot, and then the GPU is like this. So CPU versus GPU. So I'm not crazy. It really is difficult without a GPU. It's quite reasonable to use 24 cores. And pretty much at that point, once you can fill the whole screen, then you're pretty much okay. So basically, if we had 24 cores, that would be reasonable. This is 8 cores. So there is a limit, you know, with 640 by 480, but it's a lot easier than you think to. People say, how can you possibly need so much power? So you think I'm crazy, but a GPU has like 1,000 cores. And 24 cores it sounds like a whole lot, but it's really, if you're using it as a GPU, it's really not that crazy. 24 cores is not that crazy for a GPU. So that person is talking about an 8-bit Tandy. Well, look at this. Okay. Oh, I can do that on my Tandy. If you did, it would be with smoke and mirrors. There are ways to cheat, and then there's the easy way. In the past, people came up with clever cheat techniques for making video games. They said, oh, well, we can assume this, and we can assume that, and we can assume this. But what I want is I want any kid who can understand how to multiply a matrix. Let's say you have a matrix, you know, if you know how to multiply a matrix, you can do 3 dimensions. Okay? In the past, you had to be wicked clever. But what I want is a kid who knows a matrix to be able to do it from scratch, to do a triangle. I give an example of how you draw a triangle. I have a video on how you draw a triangle. And at that point, you're like, I totally understand. I can draw a triangle from scratch. I can multiply matrices. And if a kid tries to make a flight simulator, the power required is I've done it. We're not overpowered. This is reasonable power. 24 core Xeon is perfectly reasonable. Here's the issue. If you have enough power, you can do it the most direct, straightforward way. If you don't have enough power, then you have to use clever tricks and tedious stuff. We want to give kids the ability to do it from scratch the most direct way. That is, you draw a triangle, you use a depth buffer. Okay, I have that stuff already built, but we're damn. I want a lot of people to get to the point where they can do it from scratch. What would you rather be? A self-respecting person who makes a flight simulator that looks retro, or would you like to be a who can play with Photoshop? And you know, there's a difference. You can make a goat simulator with a goat engine. That's fucking for okay, white people program. I would much rather have my kid make a ghetto flight simulator than some fucking goat mod. Yippee-ki-yay, cattle. Fuck yourself. Oh, that's retro. You should do a goat mod. Fucking. Would you rather have your kid programming in BASIC or doing a goat mod for some fucking game engine, learning some gay fucking... I saw an example of how you use a game engine. We could watch a video on it. It's disgusting. Basically, they make games, and instead of programming, they're doing like some Photoshop or some bullshit application. And that's what the world's become. A bunch of faggots doing fucking... Instead of programming it like a man, like a white man. For they came up with their cattle in their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude. For both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord. And it came to pass, when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites, that the Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt, and brought you forth out of the house of bondage, and I delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and drave them out before you, and gave you their land. And I said unto you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods of the Amorites in the land ye dwell, but ye have not obeyed my voice. And there came an angel of the Lord, and sat under an oak which was in Ophrah, that pertained unto Joash the Abizarite, and his son. Carmack has a son that he's trying to teach programming to. It sounds a little bit something, I don't know, what's the problem with that? There's something there's something like, oh God, there's something facepalm about Carmack teaching his son to be a programmer. I don't know. It's good, I guess, but it's just, I don't know, what would you call it? Something facepalm about that. Yeah, people of my generation understand what I'm saying. Everybody else is going, what is this weird 1980s stuff? I don't get it. This, are you fucking crazy? A modern kid looking at it, they must think I'm fucking crazy.
Okay, please welcome Paul Ronaldo, PhD student at Chabad University in Nijmegen. And he's going to give a talk of physically uncountable functions. A warm round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on prime time when everybody's finally awake but not yet drunk. And thank you for letting me compete with the space track. My helmet explains who I am, but the work in this talk is actually mostly not from me. It's by many authors, and there will be citations on almost every slide. Don't pay attention to those. It was simply too hard for me to make two different set of slides. Download the slides afterwards. If something interests you,
It sounds like an Indian nigger. They say stuff like that. What do you think of vaccination, Mr. God? God said he would have to make new diseases. All you're doing is pissing God off because he has to go. When you make vaccinations, all you do is piss the hell out of God. Now, if you make God says, son of a bitch. Now I gotta do it. That's what God says. God told Bill Gates to work on earthquakes. God told Bill Gates, I'm going, dude, you can use computers and shit, because, like, you know, and you can save our country. His wife seems awful. The shit he has to do. He's a computer nerd. What the... I was going to let Bill Gates write a basic and fit basic into the 100,000 lines. No, I don't want basic. Pertaining to the Lord, even the soul shall be cut off from his people. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Ye shall eat no manner of fat, or ox, or sheep, or of goat, and the fat of the beast that dieth of itself, and the fat of that which is torn of the beast, which ye used in any other, but ye shall in no ways eat of it. For soever eateth the fat of the beast, of which men offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, even the soul that eat it shall be cut off from his people. Moreover, ye shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be fowl or beast, or in any of your dwelling. Whatsoever soul that eateth any manner of blood, even that soul shall be cut off from his people. So, you do not put blood into your, or anything similar, into your video games. I got rid of corpses. Anyway, we don't even want that. You do not put blood or corpses into your video games. And we got sidetracked. I think he wants lean computer code. So it's pretty simple. Games are for kids. And this game
It's not for kids. God keeps all those guns and grenades. You'll encounter Nazi commanders who will run to an alarm and call in reinforcements unless you take them out first.
what the fuck is... God doesn't like this shit. It's not for kids. Why are you playing games if you're not a kid? You know, it's got no place. No place. If you're not a kid, you shouldn't be doing that. And if you are a kid, you're a grown man. What are you doing? Don't be a... If you're not a kid, why are you playing video games? And if you are a kid, there's a lower, they have an age limit for games. They should have an upper age limit. If you're over 25, you cannot buy a video game. What do you think, Mr. God? If you're over 25, you cannot buy a video game. That's a little bit harsh. I don't know. So here's what you should do. You should write hymns Solomon wrote 1,005 hymns. Solomon wrote 1,005 hymns. Every person should write 100 hymns in their life. Because you know, when you die, God's going to say, who the fuck are you? St. Peter says, did you give blood? God's going to say, who the fuck are you? That's what Jesus said. You know, if God doesn't know, does God even know your name? Does God know your name? Does God know your name? That's what you have to ask yourself. Does God even know my name? Because he doesn't know all the... oh, hell no. He doesn't know all the in Africa and shit. India, vermin. Does God know the name of all the vermin in India? Nope.
Quiero pedirle a Dios que los bendiga. I'll ask God to bless them. Señor, Padre nuestro de todos, Father of all, bendice a este pueblo. Bless these. Bendice a cada uno de ellos. Bless each of them.
So I was 30 when I stopped playing video games. Believe me, you don't miss them. I don't know how to explain it. They just don't interest you. You know, if you play, look at first-person shooters. Every year they're gonna. When I was growing up, the games got better and better, but now I wonder what happens, because what can you do with first-person shooters? You know, year after year, can you really? When I was growing up, they looked a lot better each year. Okay, let's just say 30. If you're over 30, don't play video games. You know, write hymns. I was 30. I don't miss them. By the time you reach 30, you're not going to miss them.
Fate of the Furious trailer just landed, and I want to see the film very much, please. But the upcoming seventh sequel isn't the only follow-up to get tongues wagging in 2017. We're getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Thor Ragnarok, Logan, Trainspotting 2, Alien Covenant, and even Blade Runner 2049. It's a stacked year, which also means some sequels have fallen through the cracks of audience awareness. Some of these are rebooting long-dormant series, while others are simply churning out another entry for quick cash. Fun fact, this was supposed to be a top 10 list, but then War for the Planet of the Apes went and dropped the trailer last week, meaning I had to cut it from this list. You stupid monkey. Anyway, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are 9 movie sequels you didn't know were coming. Whoa there, Blantosaurus Rex. 9? In 9? You lazy bastard. Look at all the films you haven't mentioned. That one. Here we go. And that one. That's going to be great. I'm going to go and see that with my friends. Anyway, carry on, but just do a better job next time. Didn't know were coming in 2017. Number 9, Hellraiser Judgment. The 4 Hellraiser franchise is in terrible shape right now. The series hasn't had a theatrical release since 1996's Bloodline and has descended into the hell of direct-to-DVD sequels. The 10th installment isn't even...
Okay, that shit doesn't interest me at all. I haven't been to a movie or watched it or played a video game since I was 30. What am I, 47? Holy fuck. But I do watch YouTube. I just have an attention span of 5 minutes. If it's longer than 5 minutes, fuck yourself. The hell is this doing? That one guy that I clicked on, he starts, what the hell is this shit?
I ain't got time for you to fucking talk about administrative details and shit and fucking... Fuck yourself.
Got an attention span of 5 minutes. Get the fuck out. Let's see what SETI says. What are you talking about? Why is this here? So now when I go to the website, they give the fucking donation shit. I got a fucking alien, you fucking... You gotta... Do you have a plan? What do you want the alien to... What do you want to talk to... What do you want to talk to the alien about? Huh? Fuck yourself. You have to tell the alien jokes, otherwise she doesn't give you the time of day. And they have to be funny jokes, okay? So what you gotta do, if I'm in charge of SETI, we are gonna come up with 20 jokes that are so good that an alien will pay attention to us. If you don't have shit to say to the alien, they're not going to listen to you. Get the fuck out. You need the highest quality jokes to talk to the aliens, because that's how you pay for shit when you have an alien culture. You pay for shit with shit. That's how you pay for shit. So if you really want to plan for what we do with space aliens, you need to come up with some really hilarious jokes. And then you tease them. You give them a joke, and then you say, okay, we got more jokes. And that's how you got to plan out really carefully what jokes you tell them and what to do. And that's your space alien policy. So that person is doing network support. So it's not going to work unless you do it in VMware, unless you do it. And if you do it in VMware, fuck.
It's not gonna be a that's not gonna happen. And it's not gonna happen because we're not. I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who does. Donald Trump says, "He'll make America great again." It's right there now. It's stamped on the front of his goofy hat. Once Donald Trump said, "I love Harrison Ford, and not just because he rents my property. He stood up for America." Do you love Donald Trump back? I really didn't think it was such a good apartment. It's down there when you're digging. Trump is, Trump, when you say that, he says the Mexicans love me. They do. That's what it says. He's going to do great with Mexico. Well, let me tell you, I'm Mexican. We don't. Has he contacted you? I have not gotten the call. If he did make the call, would you take the call?
Okay, now what? I think I have to find something to do. Let's look at some code, I guess. Fuck. How hard can it be? So I have a feature that will jump to a random line of code. Alt B. So this sends Control Alt C. This is the only place it's used. Throw break. Fine. I could be wrong. I haven't used it in 10 years. I forgot what it does. I guess we use it. Let's take a break. That's what we should do.